Hey skaters! Hey skate. Alright. Come on, come on. Yeah. I mean, sorry, I gotta back up. Man, I should have ate breakfast. Oh, I need protein for my brain. I have a confession to make. I don't enjoy being in front of the camera. It's kind of like skating. Like I'll get a trick and then I'm like, all right, sure, we can film it. And then as soon as we go to filming it, I can't land the trick. Here we go now. Okay, enough of that. Hi, roller skaters. I'm Michelle Stylen from Moxie Roller Skates, and I'm here to tell you why I made what I made so that you know from the source what the intentions are behind the Moxie Roller Skates brand. So a little disclaimer, this video is longer than I would like to be talking in front of the camera. We put some timestamps in the description of this video, so if you want to jump to one of the models that you're considering, just click on the description and you can go right to it. We started with two models, the Lolly and the Ivy is what it was originally called. This was the Jungle, and it's still called the Jungle now. So we've got the Jungle and the Lolly. I was a vegan for many years, starting at 13, probably 7 or 8 years, and I know how difficult it is to find footwear that's comfortable. So I wanted to make sure that when we created the brand for everyone to get back on wheels, there was an animal-friendly version and also an American-made version. The reason why I chose to work with Rydell is because American-made is fascinating to me. Almost 100% of our shoes are made in another country. And I just found it incredible that there was this factory still around making footwear that glided on wheels, my favorite kind of footwear. And when I found out, I just really wanted to do whatever I could to work with them to create an American-made boot. So our bread and butter, our best seller, the most comfortable, I believe, the one that feels the most like our natural-born feet have sprouted wheels from the balls of our feet and our heels is this one here, the Lolly. This boot is handmade in America on an assembly line in Red Wing, Minnesota. It sees 85 stations before its completion. This skate comes in 10 different colors. It has the most flexibility up here. It has a strong heel cup. What's different about the Moxie brand compared to derby boots, which is one of my skating backgrounds, is that it has a heel. The reason why we call them high tops is because they come up higher to compensate for your foot being higher. The purpose of the heel is to prop your body weight into the ball of your foot. When we're moving forward, we have a propensity to go backwards, and when you're outdoors and there's lots of cracks and asphalt on the ground, you want to make sure that you feel really strong in the balls of your feet and sitting back into your heels, and you feel much more balanced when you have a heel. When I first tried out a heeled skate, a high top skate, when I was a derby skater, I just immediately felt, oh my gosh, it's so much easier. Just pushing felt a little lighter. I wasn't so heavy on my heels and so grounded in the knees. So I really prefer the feeling of a high top boot, and I think it makes a lot of sense for the ways that we're using them, like ramp skating. And this boot also comes with no break-in period. It is comfortable right from the start. You can get them out of the box, lace them up, and go skating. When you do, they have an adjustable toe stop. They also have a very light nylon plate. It has a regular wheelbase, so the longer the wheelbase, the less agile, but in the long run, the faster you'll be able to go. With a shorter wheelbase, it's easier to dance and you've got a lot more agility. And then it comes with urethane bushings and made in California urethane wheels. These wheels are made of a very resilient, bouncy material. I forget how wonderful they are until I put them on again, and I'm like, it's like a rolling trampoline. It absorbs everything. I love these outdoor wheels. They're cruiser wheels. They're very cruiser friendly. They've got a rounded edge. They're not very square. Yeah, that's the Lolly boot. All right, now let's talk about the Jungle boot. So the Jungle is a lot stiffer. The reason why is because it has a PVC upper. So the uppers are the quarters on the side, and then the backstay. So these are, and also the tongue. So these are PVC. With the PVC tongue, it's going to feel more rigid, which is great for ankle secure, like to feel more secure in your ankles. There is a flex notch, so it does allow the boot to bend, but I find that I really have to push harder in order to get it to bend. This is an imported boot. They used to be made in China, but since the tariffs, our overseas supplier has moved to Cambodia, and now the skates are made in Cambodia. Our imported models are. The Jungle does come with the Marvel plate. I wasn't the biggest fan of this plate personally because I have a lot of balance and I like to be agile. I like a shorter wheelbase, but I since got into vert skating, and for vert skating you want the lower to the ground, the more balanced and stable you feel. And for vert skating you want a really stable landing. So the Marvel plate has become one of my new favorite plates. I know that sounds crazy, but it really is. So the Jungle plate comes attached to the Marvel plate with an adjustable toe stop and urethane wheels. The urethane quality that comes overseas is not as quality as it is in California. It just isn't. We feel impurities in the compounds, and there's not a hub in this wheel, so it does absorb some more energy than the Made in America urethanes will. It's a high top boot. It does require a little bit more break-in period. It is very comfortable around the sides. Originally, it was a little harsher around the sides. We didn't have this rolled collar, but with the rolled collar, it's very comfortable, and it's a great starter skate for recreational outdoor skating. Because it's a smaller wheel, you can also dance on these. So those are the first two models that Moxy came out with, the vegan and the Made in America. When I started skating, I went to a sports chalet, Sports Authority, big box chain store, put the skates on and just realized that they were gonna be miserable. I didn't know what to buy. I went to roller derby practice, had some rentals. They were a lot more quality than the ones in the store. And then I learned where to go. When I went into the skate shop, I said, give me the best money can buy. And that's because I've been skating my entire life. For a new sport to come out on roller skates, I was sure that I was gonna be playing it. I wanted the best skates. I knew that the best skates and my skills combined would give me the best outcome and the most success in roller derby. So I got a really expensive skate and it was really heavy. So I went back to the store and I said, they're really clunky and heavy. Is there anything better that you got? And they said, well, it's a little bit less quality, but they're a lot lighter. If you're looking for lightness, you might want this nylon plate. I put this nylon plate on the derby boots that I had bought, went to practice, eye-opening experience. It was way better. Moxy doesn't attach anything to a plate as heavy as the plate that I first used. But if I wasn't sure that I was gonna be doing it for a really long time, I might start with the Jungle. And the reason why is because it's not as much of an upfront investment for me. But if I had a little bit more money, or maybe it was tax season and I got my refund, I would spend a little bit more money on the Lolly because it's going to be more comfortable off the bat. My skills are going to be able to catch up to my new balance on the skates. And I just feel like the Lolly is a really great intro skate for all-purpose skating, whether it's outdoor fitness, dance skating, light ramp skating. If you do ramp skate on the Lolly or the Jungle, you must switch the wheels out to a harder wheel. You do not want a soft wheel out at the parks. The reason why is because the floor, which we call transition, is changing. And you want ultimate sensitivity, so you want a hard wheel so you can feel the transition of the ramp. If you have a soft wheels tend to work like earmuffs do to sound. Your ears aren't as sensitive to sound when you've got earmuffs on. And soft wheels make it so that the ground isn't as rumbly and you can't feel the ground as well. So change your wheels when you're doing ramp skating or trying ramp skating. If you're gonna be doing any high impact ramp skating, I wouldn't choose the Lolly. If you're gonna be jumping stairs or doing Miller flips right away, you want ankle support. And we make boots with better ankle support than the Lolly. However, the Lolly skate is the one that I recommend, as being the all-purpose, all-around beginner skate. What's great about the Jungle is that it does offer a lot of ankle support. So people that start out with the Jungle are able to jump stairs and have higher impact landings and feel much more secure in the ankles because it is a stiffer, more supportive boot. And if you're not a fan of leopard print, we make another skate, the Beach Bunny, in 5 other colors. There is no difference between the Beach Bunny and the Jungle skate. They have the same plate, bushings, wheels, adjustable toe stop, rolled collar, except for the Bunny comes with this really cute lining of all of my favorite things. My good friend Bambi, who I work with, created this lining, and it's got emojis in there and skates and ice cream and my bunny rabbits and skateboards and headphones, and all my favorite things are inside this lining. Nimbus, my pet rabbit, he is a lion head dwarf rabbit. He's featured inside the lining and also on the wheels. He's very cute. So these two are the same. But the Beach Bunny comes in 5 colors, and then the leopard print is, the Jungle is just the leopard print on its own. Our next model is the Jack Boot. The reason why I created the Jack Boot is because I learned backflips in the lollies, and I found that if I wasn't able to land hard on my wheels, I would jam on the toe stops, and I felt this pressure in my ankle that I had never felt before, and it was an alarm that I don't know if I can strengthen my ankles for all the skills that we're going to be learning on these things. I have to beef up the boot and make it really ankle supportive. So we created the Jack Boot. The Jack Boot comes in this color and also black, and that's stock, so you can get them right away, but you can also customize them in any of the lolly colors. Depending on what your local skate shop is offering, you can pay extra to get this boot in any of the other colors that you've ever seen in suede from Moxie. It has a backstay with an M cutout. Originally, we came out with a Jack Boot with this loop pull, but the loop pull wasn't as strong as the canvas pull, so we have redesigned the Jack Boot with a canvas pull that makes it much easier to hold your skates and pull your skates on. The heel cup is similar in height to the lolly, but it comes down further into the arch of the boot. The toe box is the same as the lolly. The toe box is the area that your toes sit in underneath the lace. So it's the room that your toes have to wiggle around. There is a lace tightener, which makes it so that when you're lacing your skates up, right about here, it's gonna lock in everything down here so that it can't loosen as you skate. It's really functional. The shearling tongue, so it's got a sheepskin tongue here, makes it really comfortable. This boot is very comfortable. It's got a beautiful squish to it when you're lacing it up. It's still supple because of the leather. It has the same heel as the lolly. The Jack Boot comes on its own so that you can attach it to your preferred plate and wheels, or you can get it in a package depending on what your local skate shop is merchandising. You can expect this boot to be available in the future in stiffer options as our tricks evolve. And the Jack Boot, I should mention, is also 100% made in America. And the price and labor and everything that goes into this will reflect that. This boot will last you much longer than any of the boots that are on the table. And this boot is going to feel much more secure landing high impact tricks like stairs and gaps and backflips. Let's move on. So we've got the American made here and the imported models here. And for our latest model, I introduced to you a hybrid of the two, the Panther. Now the Panther, this is my Panther, and I love this boot. I have about 30 hours skating vert ramps on this boot. I have modified and customized it to my liking, and I will tell you how and why I did it. This boot will come exactly like the Bunny and the Jungle's chassis. So the plate will be the same, the bushings and the wheels will be the same. So you will have a nice recreational boot when you buy the skate stock. You're not able to purchase the boot separately at this time. You have to buy it stock. Let me first tell you a little bit about the stock Panther, and then I'll talk about the modifications that I did with it and the reasons why. The Panther boot has a suede upper. The PVC upper makes a huge difference. The Panther has a flex notch, which is great for flexibility, but when you have a suede upper, you wouldn't think that it makes such a big difference, but it really does. It was so soft that we actually had to add an extra reinforcement that covers the entire quarter to make it more secure. When I have this boot laced up and tightened, it feels like the Jack boot to me. So stock, the reason why we made this in suede is because we like the flexibility of suede, and also it is really forgiving for abrasions. The abrasion test on suede is like none other. It's actually the reason why we're not able to create a suede vegan skate. The vegan suedes that we have used to create samples to see if we can create a suede vegan skate have been made out of pineapple leather or the Ecological brand. And the abrasion test just did not pass. The suede would pill and eventually hole. So we are still actively seeking a suede that is durable and will last, will pass our abrasion test. This Panther has an incredible, it is A+ on the abrasion. So it will look the same over time. Where the Beach Bunny tends to create a white spot if you scratch them off. They come with leopard printed laces and a leopard printed lining. It comes with the Marvel plate and the Beach Bunny wheels. These laces are available separately. It also comes with a toe guard. It's an adjustable toe stop. And I am using this boot. This is my go-to boot right now. The Panther boot, I modified with wider trucks. You can find wider trucks from other brands. We currently don't make one. We do rely on the Powerdyne and also the Chicks and Bowls grinding components for Moxie packages. So this wider truck combined with this Marvel plate is a bit of a wider wheelbase than I'm used to on the reactor geometry of plates. And it makes it so that you can grind, 5/0 and 50/50 grinds on the coping. The reason why I think the Marvel plate is so wonderful is because it doesn't flex, and it's also lower to the ground than the other plates. So when you're lower to the ground, you're more stable. And this feels like the most stable landing, and it also is the most secure feeling going into the air on the vert ramp because I'm more secure and more confident. When you're more confident, you can really thrust the energy into the motion differently than if you feel a little off. And I just love the wider trucks on the Marvel plate. Another thing is when you have wider trucks, if you can put skinnier wheels on and feel it counterbalances a thicker wheel on a skinny truck. I love the trick wheels on this vert setup. And then I've got my CIB sliders. I personally have tried every single slide on the marketplace, and I love the Chicks and Bowls sliders. Thank you very much, Lady Trample, for supporting the Moxie skaters. I love the way that they slide. I love this setup. It's not the most expensive setup that we carry, and I highly recommend it. So thank you very much for listening to why I made what we made at Moxie. This is the entire line, 10 colors, 2 colors, 1 color, 5 colors, 1 color. I think we're almost at about 20 models. I'm really proud, and I'm really trying to make skates for everyone out there. So if there's something I'm missing or I'm off the mark, please put it in the comments. Help us make the best brand for you, because we're listening, and we're making these because of you, because we want everybody on wheels. These are the shoes of the future. So we know that there's a diverse world out there, and we want to make a diverse brand and make sure that we're hitting every single person that we can out there. And if we're not, please tell us so that we can. I'm sorry that we can't make a skate that's under $150 right now. We're trying, and when we come out with it, we'll introduce it to you just like we have here. But as of now, this is in the line. This is what we've got to offer. Please support the makers of the product. Buy from my website, moxieskates.com. If you want to know more about Moxie Skates and what we do as a brand, I can tell you that most of our profits recycle back into the culture of roller skating. I started this brand from a store. I sold that store because I wasn't passionate about just selling the skates. I want to make the skates, and I want to make experiences, and I want to create culture, and I want to be a part of a movement that is alive and not just on the internet. So please keep following Roller Skatecation. It is the Moxie Roller Skate supported YouTube station, and we will be covering camps and all the events that we go to and support through the year. And if you're considering where you want to purchase your skates, we really encourage you to buy them from us, the makers and the testers and the creators of the skate brand. So thank you very much. We really, really appreciate you listening right now. And I know I'm not perfect at this, but I'm going to keep trying to serve you and keep trying to get better at this.